from your local election headquarters. The only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
And thanks for being here for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. I'm Travis Reese, in for Victor Sotelo. All right, right now let's get straight to our political headlines from across the nation state and right here in the Big Country. First, the vote was no from the Texas Sunset Advisory Commission, which voted down the proposal to close more than 80 driver's license offices, including a dozen here in the Big Country. Thanks to the Sunset Commission, 13 Big Country DL offices are no longer in danger of closing. One of those offices was in Jones County. When this was proposed, KTAB talked with Jones County Judge Del Spurgeon, who said that if his county was forced to pay for its own office, property taxes in Jones County would have to be increased. All right, here's a statement from State Senator Dawn Buckingham. She represents the Big Country in Austin and is on the Sunset Commission. She confirmed the decision, saying, quote, "I strongly opposed this proposal and worked for the past several months to ensure it would not move forward," end quote. And according to the list of offices that were going to close, one was the location at the state capitol in Austin. But now it looks as those operations will stay open for the same for now. This is continuing coverage here on Big Country Politics.
Andrea and Jacqueline Sabrian came to renew their license at the small San Marcos Driver's License Center along I-35. It took less than 5 minutes.
They're just super friendly. I mean, every time we come here, it's been really amazing. The staff's really awesome about kind of getting you situated and getting you out the door pretty quickly.
They live in Buda. They chose to come here because the driver's license centers in Austin take way too long for them.
It's constantly busy up in Austin. We've been there before, and it takes maybe a few hours sometimes to just get something very simple.
But staff for the Department of Public Safety and what's called the Texas Sunset Commission recommended closing this location and 86 others across the state because they were inefficient. In short, taxpayers spend a lot of money to keep these locations open when few people use them, hence the short lines.
Senator Hall?
No.
Senator Buckingham?
No.
That idea didn't go over well Wednesday. Lawmakers on the Sunset Advisory Commission rejected the idea.
And we require the public to have driver's license if they're going to drive a car or need to be identified. And that if we're going to require the public to do something, the onus is on us to make sure that we provide the most efficient system for them, the public, in having to comply with our requirements.
And when the next Texas legislature meets in January, it will decide if the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV, will take over driver's license duties from the Department of Public Safety. The DPS has handled driver's license services since 1935. All right, and back here in Abilene, the Abilene Fire Department is getting ready to grow its firefighting efforts. That's all thanks to a federal grant. The Abilene Fire Department will be increasing the number of firefighters to support the increase in work. The funding will help to expand the Abilene Fire Department for the first time since the mid-'80s. The department says it plans to hire an additional 15 firefighters, which will allow for an additional fire company at the Station 8 in South Abilene. That's, of course, in the Wiley area. The grant allows the department to expand now while stretching the costs out over a 3-year period.
So it is a way for the Abilene Fire Department to put additional firefighters out there on streets and add another fire company at a lower cost to the citizens of Abilene.
All right, officials with the AFD say they plan on starting the hiring process in mid-September and have the new fire company in service by the beginning of April of next year. All right, and happening now, if you've ever thought about owning a fire station, you may have your chance. The city of Abilene is getting set to sell one of its older fire stations. It's the old central office located right there on Mulberry Street. There is an open house coming up on Tuesday, September 11th, and the opening bids begin on September the 18th. And happening right now, a Texas company is selling its blueprints for 3D printed guns despite a court order not to do so. The company claims selling the plans instead of giving them away is technically obeying the court order. KTAB's Anna Warnicki reports.
With a few clicks, anyone with access to a computer and a 3D printer can buy instructions to print a gun at home.
I'm happy now at this point to become the iTunes
of downloadable guns if I can't be the Napster.
On Monday, a Seattle judge banned Cody Wilson, the owner of the Texas company Defense Distributed, from posting 3D blueprints of guns online. So Wilson announced he'll just sell them instead.
To some degree, I regret that these attorneys general had to drive this into a commercial space.
Wilson says already hundreds of blueprints are ordered, but Texas Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett introduced legislation to make sure the guns are traceable.
Before anyone prints one out, they have to apply and get a number to go on there so that law enforcement will always be able to trace these weapons.
Representative Doggett admits getting the bill through a Republican-controlled Congress will be difficult. So far, most Republicans in Congress are not commenting on the 3D guns. Except for Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, who tweeted his support for Wilson releasing the blueprints, saying, "Let's have it. I support the First Amendment and the Second Amendment."
I'm looking to a day in the very near future when we have a new Congress that can perhaps present legislation in a form and way that President Trump will have to sign.
Doggett says he plans to reintroduce the bill in November after the midterm elections. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
All right, thanks, Anna. And still to come here on Big Country Politics, an in-depth interview with Dr. Paul Fabrizio. Is the big country becoming a political battleground? We'll be right back, right here on Big Country Politics.